Man, it's really cool. I want to do some harp singing. That was the Sacred Harp Singers, in case you are curious. And man, there's something to that. Singing out with the fullness of your voice. Not for your own aggrandizement, but His. And that's what He asks for. That's what God asks for. Is for relationship. A genuine relationship with us. And there really is only one relationship to have with the Creator of the universe, granted. But that's what He wants. And that's what He wants so much. That's what He so loved the world, as to sacrifice of Himself in bloody, nasty, frightening ways. I mean, what greater sacrifice could there be for someone, for an innocent to take the punishment of the guilty on purpose? I mean, here on this earth, we're like, that's the worst thing, basically, when, you know, someone goes to jail and, you know, they're exonerated later. It's like that's like the biggest mistake of the judicial system, you know? But it's hilarious. The eternal judicial system, that's actually the offering of getting out on parole, if you will. But the best parole ever. A parole that draws you ever closer. When you're checking in, you're not checking in with the PO, you're checking in with the CEO of the universe. I think that's pretty cool. Walking with God is a daily thing. It is an always thing. It is a moment-to-moment thing. And I'm trying to learn that and do that and be that and let Him make me that. So today, I just wanted to share a couple of things in the Word of God that I was led to. For as many as have sinned without law will also perish without law, and as many have sinned in the law will be judged by the law. Christ didn't come to judge, but the law was set to judge. And God does have a standard of behavior. He doesn't find everything we do to be magical and wonderful. That should really come as no surprise. For not the hearers of the law are just in the sight of God, but the doers of the law will be justified. And not just the doers of the law, like for the sake of rote or for the sake of saving themselves, but just in love and in gratitude. Gratitude is key. Everyone likes to talk about gratitude. Good thing. It's a great thing to hold on to. For when Gentiles, who do not have the law, by nature do the things in the law, these, also not having the law, are a law to themselves, who show the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and between themselves their thoughts accusing, or else accusing them. In the day when God will judge the secrets of men by Jesus Christ, according to my good news. Good news, right? You're like, oh yeah, that really sounds like good news. Thanks for the judgment. But no, it's transformation. It's release. I mean, basically, in this life, we, by our very nature, are criminals. We're the bad guys. We're the bad guys. We're not the good guys. We're not the superheroes. We're the bad guys. We're the criminals. We're constantly committing crimes all the time. And yet we don't get... God doesn't just go, well, the only thing you can do with a criminal is pick them out, sock them in the face, break their arm, and send them to Arkham Asylum. Batman reference for those of you who don't, you know, but anyway. But no, He says, I want to change your nature. I want to change your nature from being a criminal to being essentially a superhero, a saint. And what a joy that is. I wanted to read this other part right here as well. Dang it. Oh, there you go. Philippians 1:6. Philippians 1:6. Paul's writing from prison and says, being confident of this very thing, that He who has begun a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. Just as it is right for me to think this of you all, because I have you in my heart, inasmuch as both in my chains and in my defense and confirmation of the gospel also means good news, you all are partakers with me of grace. That's the grace. That's the transformation. That if we can go, hey, nah, I'm cool being criminals, or I'm going to make my own law. Grace is the transforming power. It's the mutagen, if you will, Ninja Turtles reference, or it's the the gamma radiation. It's that It's that zenith moment that makes us righteous, can transform us into saints. It's fantastic. For God is my witness, how greatly I long for you all with the affection of Jesus Christ. And this I pray, that your love may abound still more, and more in knowledge and all discernment, that you may approve the things that are excellent, that you may be sincere and without offense till the day of Christ, being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Jesus Christ to the glory and praise of God. What more can I say? Very little. That kind of said it all. Now, there's a lot of stumbling blocks in there for human beings like myself, like yourself. To even acknowledge that sin exists, I think, is one of the more popular and tricky things nowadays. That there is any wrong. We live in a relativistic enough zone to be like, oh, well, all things are equal. You know, sort of the nothing is good or evil except thinking makes it so, which I think Shakespeare wrote. So, who didn't claim to be God. But he who came to claim to be God and then died and said he was dying for me. And you can say, okay, well, you didn't die for me. I'm going to leap on that because that sounds kind of great, actually. Horrible. And it makes me not filled with guilt, but with a sorrow for my nature. But a joy that my nature is being transformed, has been transformed, and is being renewed and transformed day by day. Every day. And every day I come to him in gratitude, and every day I stay in him to my joy and to my transformation, a further turning from my sin. I have sinned, and I sin every day. And I am sorry for it, not only that it somehow does me a disservice, but that it spits in the face of the very God I know to be holy, and has shown himself to be holy and righteous and true and loving beyond any concept of loving. When he could judge us all, when he could just lay us all to waste and judge us each according to our deeds. And if any of us thinks our good deeds, even just in the most practical sense, if we went before a court of this land and laid all our good deeds out and all our nefarious deeds and nefarious thoughts, I don't know anybody. My good deeds would certainly not outweigh. I would be found wanting and sentenced by any standard, really, let alone by a holy and eternal standard. But then that my punishment has already been taken if I merely lay myself on the mercy of the Most High through Jesus, through a man who was also God, who came and spoke such wisdom and such love, and spoke the wisdom and love of God, of the creator of the universe, and then suffered and died, said he would suffer and die. It had been said for thousands of years that he would suffer and die, and suffered and died for me. And all who would be cast down at his feet, just crying tears of joy at his mercy. Powerful stuff. That's what I'm on. It's going to be short today. Nope. Happy Monday.